What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be talking about upgrading your game plan with the new kind of cards that are coming out. We have an LMM set dropping in, and we're just going to kind of go over the history of, fundamentals of deck building and everything like that, where we're kind of getting into the point where we're looking at decks, what key strategies we might want to use for our option cards, because again, at the end of the day, this is sometimes what we need for our decks to be functional. So first off, as you guys know, if you guys haven't been around for the beginning of Digimon, this is where we kind of started out with these unique option cards. These unique option cards introduced the new keyword delay in them, and it was introduced in a starter deck kind of way to get us into the game. So these starter decks was Gameplan and All Force, and you were given a 1 copy of each memory boost. So you basically bought 4 starter decks, 2 of each, and you had a full play set of the memory boosts, which were quite vitally useful for being able to do deck building. This allowed consistency in ways that we weren't really used to. Memory boosts allowed us to dig the top 4 of our decks and add a certain Digimon color piece that we needed. This was a big consistency and speed tempo boost for a lot of decks. If you take a look at it, Black Mem boost didn't really do as well or hot because, again, not a lot of strong black decks in the past. It definitely got better for like red, blue, had very much utilized the memory boost to their fullest potential. Purple definitely did a splash of it, yellow as well, and then green memory boost as well. For playability wise, I would have to say that red, blue memory boost 100% of the way was the main memory boost of the color formats. Then followed by, I would say, purple, green, and then yellow and black shortly following afterwards. There weren't many black decks in the format during that time that really stood out, and yellow wasn't really standing out as well. So that kind of made it a little bit so that the red, blue, and purple mem boost kind of stood out a little bit better. I think purple was a little bit slower behind green mem boost, but I don't remember the full extent of that time period. So, but taking a look here, we also got something very unique during the time frame of releasing the memory boost, and that was that we had these unique delay memory boosts. So they were very much archetypal based, where they would do something instead of searching, but instead would focus on stripping away pieces away from your opponent's, would do something for the deck and then be more focused to fine-tuning what the deck needed. So like Howling Memory Boost here, this would strip 2 sources underneath, and then a Digimon with no Digi-Evolutions cannot attack or block until the end opponent's turn, and then place this into the battle area, giving you a delay effect. A lot of Gabumon decks actually use this to advantage, but also a lot of other decks like the BT7 one that focused strictly on source stripping used Howling Memory Boost to its fullest extent, allowing you to stun better in every way, shape, or form. Then you had Reinforced Memory Boost. This card is one of the few memory boosts that are restricted even to this day, because SetCon abused the daylights out of this card. This card basically guaranteed that something was going on the top, which would usually be a great removal spell, and then you would get a piece to your hand. Yes, your opponent knows what you're going to be swinging into, but the fact that it costs 6 but gain you 3 really extended a lot of SetCon's memory play because of this card. Another card was Glaive Memory Boost. Didn't really see any play, to be honest with you. I think there was maybe a list or 2 that played it, but nothing out of crazy. Flame Memory Boost did absolutely nothing. Nobody used this card. This card maybe splashed in once, but to be honest with you, never really saw the play that it could have been, Then you had Dino Memory Boost. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then place this into the battle area. Nobody really used this card ever. Pride Memory Boost, though, on the other hand, was definitely a welcome addition to D-Brigade. D-Brigade used this in a way that a lot of decks weren't really hyper-focused on, but with Pride Memory Boost at its full front, this card being able to search the top 3 cards to your deck, then you play 1 black Digimon card with a play cost 4 or less without paying its costs, his memory cost, then trash the rating cards. For being a 4 cost, get a body and then have a memory boost on play, really powerful. Being able to basically field a graveyard because you wanted to do that in black anyway, because decks like D Brigade wanted their pieces in the trash. So Pride Memory Boost helped that strategy tenfold. Then you had Miss Memory Boost, which was another thing that became super generic for purple, that purple chose this most of the time over the purple mem boost in some circumstances because Miss Memory Boost helped their main strategy, and that was get pieces in the trash as soon as possible and then being able to pop later. Even to this day, Miss Memory Boost is used in some lists because of its power of giving a consistency of trashing 2 cards, draw a card, and that is vitally important in some strategies. Then you have Blazing Memory Boost. This card was nutty and is still classified probably one of the strongest non, generic memory boost. To be honest with you, this one's super focused on blue flare, that this card will stay in blue flare for the end of time. Being able to reveal the top 6 cards of your deck, and then you may add 2 cards with blue flare traits among them to your hand, and then place 1 Kiriha among them to the battle area without paying its memory cost. Rest of the bottom, being this as one of your openers in your opening hand for blue flare was always super strong. This card is never not bad to slam down, and even still going in the future for everything, this card is always going to see play. Impulse Memory Boost wasn't the best and still isn't. You may place 1 Pulse Bond from your hand without paying its cost and place this into battle area. Delay, gain 2 memory. It's didn't really see play. Even in Pulse Bond decks, it just wasn't adding up. So taking into the account, then we got into what is probably one of the stronger searcher cards, and that is the trainings. The trainings introduced a new way of kind of different styles of thought processes, and that was basically if you're playing 4 of these, you're always getting some benefit, because unlike the memory boosts where it was kind of restricted that you dug deep, but you basically only got a Digimon card, the trainings let you grab anything that was black or green, purple, red, yellow, all those colors. So as long as you had the corresponding decks and your deck was hyper focused in that color, the trainings were going to help you tenfold. And being able to reduce the Digievolution cost by 2 was super strong, because that made every deck a lot faster. Decks got a lot faster quicker just because of these trainings being upgraded in a half to their original counterparts, which were the memory boosts. So with defensive training, mental training, agility training, wisdom training, offensive training, and physical training, all these trainings definitely helped improve deck strategies tenfold. And even still right now, I bet there's not a list that isn't playing one of these trainings. Trainings became the more optimal pick because of the ability to only dig 2 and being able to snowball, training after training after training. If you just kept training and then could choke your opponent down to 1 more effectively, is always great. And the trainings won't go anywhere, because that reduced Digievolution cost by 2 is super clutch, because now that 3 cost is now costing you 1 that you just paid earlier on. And that can lead to being very scary, especially if they hit them in security. These cards is still even great. There are some people that merit that these should come down to 1 each because of how fast the game got because of the tempo adding into these cards. And you know what? That's something you would have to decide for yourself. But now we're getting into something that's became a 2 of immediately in almost every list that is ever played now. So the scrambles are very unique. So main, one of your red Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand with a Digivolution reduced by 3. Then place this card into the battle area. Start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, delay, return 1 red Digimon card from your trash to the top of the deck. And if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1 red Digimon with 2000 DP or less from your trash without paying its cost. So with the scrambles, it introduced a new way of getting some tempo back into the game. So if you lost out on your opponent just winning, clearing out your field and everything like that, if you're a jogger space deck, this now meant that your rookie can come back and you can climb back in. Or you can just do some more taunt shenanigans, or even the case of like Lugamon, which uses purple scrambled. Lugamon used it to its best advantage. And what do I mean by this? Lugamon now lets you basically grab the tamer from the trash and put it underneath. This allowed basically reusability through effects of starter turns that majorly weren't thought of, because again, all your board has to do is be completely cleared, and you get to play these bodies that have starter turn effects that can lead to being very devastating to your opponent to deal with. I think this is really a very useful tool. A lot of decks just tech these at 2. You don't need to see crazy of them. You just need to see it like enough. And with the scrambles coming in, they gave us a new way of coming back from being cleared out on our board, because sometimes that's all your opponent needed to do and you're just done for. Well, now you're not going to have to worry about that, because now the scrambles will help alleviate your board being wiped out and probably give you a chance to come back and apply more pressure back at them. So also, they do have a security effect. You may play one green Digimon card with 2000 DP, or play the color corresponding 2000 DP without paying its cost, and add this card to your hand. So at least this would let you step up and evolve too. So quite useful, to be honest with you. And then we are getting something very unique in our LLM set, which JP got too, but they're called Memory Boost. So these ones are 3 cost. They reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 X of the color, 2 color choices. So this one's red and black. The other ones are corresponding to what you would normally see: blue, red, yellow, purple, green, blue, yellow, black, green, purple. So this is just a small fraction of what we'll get. There should be another 10 come in, because again, I think if we have 6 color combination, it's 15. If you had 5 color combinations, it's 10. So we should see another 10 come out eventually, so that all decks should have a way of, you know, memory boosting for a 3 cost, digging for 3, and then adding the corresponding. So I do expect these to possibly see a little bit more play than their current counterparts that we see now, just because it is digging 3 instead of 4. So sometimes you only need to dig a little bit just to get to where you need to go. But with the memory boost giving the delay of gains, and being able to search 2 color options actually makes the decks a lot more beneficial. Like Wisteria Memory Boost. This goes straight into, guess what deck? Galaxy. Because Galaxy needed a way of searching for its pieces. Well, this now lets you do so as another option and a great memory boost. Now, these kind of memory boosts will eventually come in more and more, and we're going to see a lot more diversity with decks that were struggling a little bit, like Ember Memory Boost. This is strictly Mastodon support, but this is going to give you some great value going forwards. And to be honest with you, what's really nice is you only need to pick up 2 boxes and you have your full playset of these cards, which I'm really excited for LMM to be that kind of cheap. And it kind of just shows that evolution is going in the right direction. I don't know how long older versions will last, but I mean, being able to have, you know, these ones searching 2 colors, because again, sometimes that was the weakest part of decks that don't have great in-house searchers on, like, paired to other decks. Some decks have like 8 different searchers that can actually do something on their rookie line. Some other decks don't have that luxury, and sometimes this is all you need. Again, we have Ukumon as a 1 cost from BT16, but now with Jade, the memory boost that we're getting, plus the 10 other ones we'll possibly have, we'll have a complete really good color combination with scrambles, you know, trainings, and memory boosts alike. Our decks are getting more and more super fine-tuned in a way that it's going to help for the better. So I do think we're going in the right direction. I think having these memory boosts definitely help. I think we have great trainings. The scrambles are going to be a great addition to a lot of decks. And I think going forwards, you know, you just got to pick what your deck's kind of trying to focus on. Do you need trainings more because the reduced Digivolution cost is going to help you speed up to your stack? Or do you need cards that'll help you search for your one-ofs as well? So dual color typing really does help out, because again, let's eventually every color is going to have that negator of some sort. You know, a memory blocker, a reduced evolution cost blocker, something like that. So eventually these multicolors can be super splashable to be able to get you that final color combination that you wanted. You know, sometimes that's all you need to get that win up there, you know? Spinda memory boost isn't seeing much play, I'm going to be straight honest with you. Jade sees some sort of plays, but that's probably bad Imperial Digimon plays. Amber memory boost definitely sees play in Mass Day. Wisteria memory boost is definitely seeing play in Galaxy. Great memory boost is actually seeing some play in Lord Nightmon at the moment. This is surprising because, again, they're searching for purple in the dog engine, but they're also searching for like Pumamons. So cards that aren't in purple's natural habitat, great memory boost will actually help you get to that piece. So definitely showing that as well. Garnet memory boost is showing some decent love as well, but I think at the end of the day, Wisteria, Ember memory are major ones you actually see, and great memory boosts are the three major ones you'll actually see in a lot of decks at the moment. Garnet memory, Jade memory, and Spinda memory. Sophia memory boost, I think. Sorry, I know I'm botching this, but you know what? This is all great stuff to take a look at. So hopefully this guys can kind of give you a good summary of what we've been working with and how it's evolved. And I think there are a lot of potentials. And what kind of cards are you excited for your memory boost, or to just being strictly, you know, your trainings, you know, I mean scrambles. So hopefully with this, you guys got some understanding of background of information on these cards. And I think we can level up our strategies because, again, at the end of the day, it just depends on what your deck needs. Do you need more searching, deeper searching? Then you use memory boost. If you need to reduce the Digi-Evolution cost more, and, you know, basically because you are a mono-themed color deck, you can use your trainings more effectively. You'll use trainings over memory boost any day of the week just because of how good they are. Because if you only have 4 slots, you're going to pick the training to be consistent. Unless you're a dual color deck with no generic, you know, searching ability, then you use the memory boost that take you 3 instead. So, and then with scrambles, I expect to see at least 2 of in most lists just because it's such a great comeback mechanic. And again, that's going to be really all we're going to talk about. So guys, hopefully you found this informative and you guys got some good understanding of what these boosts do. So hopefully guys, you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.